Hey everybody, it's Dennis again. Today we're going to talk about step 5. So step 5 is when we sit down with another human being and God is there. You, God, and another human being sit down and you actually just read your 4th step. It's essentially that, but it should be also a discussion back and forth. The big thing about step 5 is choosing the right person. If you're a Catholic, like I am, you're super familiar with this step if you practice in Catholic and you know about confession. So to be honest, I've done this step at least 4 times. I know I did it in AWOL. I did it the first time with my sponsor. I've done it, I think, 4 times. Gets easier as you go on, but that's part of it also, is that you can do it more than once, same with the 4th step. So the first time I did it was with a priest, and it was kind of scary, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a little scary. I did it in the form of a confession, and I talked about everything that I did, which was not great. It was very difficult. He was okay. Honestly, I probably wish I chose somebody else, and I'll tell you why. You don't want just somebody, it has to be somebody you trust. Obviously, if you're a priest in confession, that's super trust. You can trust that. But, excuse me, you gotta trust somebody. You gotta find somebody that you trust completely, you can tell anything to, but they also need to be someone that's conversational, because you do not want to just go in there and talk to the wall, right? It needs to be somewhat conversational. If you want to do it with your sponsor, that's fine, or somebody in the meeting that you know and you really, really trust, that's fine. Some people do not want to do that. That's fine too, but you need to find somebody that you can trust, that you think is pretty level-headed and will talk back to you. And it'd be great if they had a lot of sobriety too. That's not difficult to find. There's lots of people who will listen to the 5th step with you. I've done it. It's a privilege. But you need to find someone that will sit down with you. You can start talking about your 4th step, and there can be some conversation back and forth. And it should be somebody who has an idea of what you're trying to accomplish here. Ideally, they should be familiar with the 5th step. They should read it. It's not long. It's not a lot to ask for the person to read the 5th step before they do it with you if they're not in AA. If they're in AA, that's even better. They have a step ahead. They're a step ahead of that. I said it was difficult. It was uncomfortable. But if you find the right person, they can put you at ease pretty easily. Somebody who has an idea of your story, it's not so bad, depending on your story or depending on how honest you really are. And I mean that because sometimes there's degrees of honesty as we go through our process of getting sober. So you need to have it conversational, right? You got to have a conversation with the person when you're doing a 5th step and say, I did this to Joe, the guy that I work with, and I lost my temper with him, and I hit him in the face, and I was drunk at the time. And then you say, and then there was this other person, and the person, wait, let's talk about what happened there. That's a good person to do it with. If they say, let's go back, let's see what happened there. Why did you lose your temper exactly? What was it that caused that? Did you just totally lost it, or was there something that really got to you there? That's a good person to do your step 5 with. It's really, really good if the person is live in front of you, sitting in a room with you. So as much as I'd love to do it with anybody listening now, it just needs to be with a live human being sitting next to you. And if you're in the Boston area, I'm happy to do it. So the 5th step is very important. In some ways, I think, although they need each other, the 5th step is more important than the 4th step, because I always think that in the 2nd step, once you start talking about your secrets, things get better so much. Now, here's something that I have said before, and I'm going to say it again, that the steps are not the answers to all your problems. At least they haven't been for me. I know some people hinge everything on the steps. I think they're great, and I think they help a lot. But you got to be careful of them just being the answer to everything, because they're just not for me. They didn't keep me from drinking. They didn't keep me from a craving. They didn't do very much for me when it came to my actual drinking, right? They helped me get my life back, okay, and create a life and put together a blueprint for a life that's very good and livable. And it helped with all that. But I'm not somebody who's, turns the steps into an idol. It is, it's not holy scripture here, right? It's just something that has helped a lot of people, and it probably help you if you do it with a great deal of honesty and sincerity, and you're willing to really look at yourself. So there it is, step 5. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you guys are having a good day.